Hello, everyone. Marty Chinesky here, along with my good buddy Ken Brown. We are your hosts of Local Sports Wrap-Up here on Wyandotte Cable Channel 15. Today is September 12th, 2022. I certainly missed you last week, sir.
Yeah,
How was your week so far?
It's good. I mean, obviously, yesterday was what we call Man's Day, right?
Man's Day.
First day of NFL, and man, it was tremendous. Now, of course, as we get older and with more responsibilities, I was at a softball game, a fall ball softball game in the beginning, and so I got to ease into the 1 o'clock games, but watched them all night until my Cowboys just destructed, and Dak's out 6 to 8 weeks, and
oh, that's right. You're the Cowboy guy. You're a Cowboy fan.
It's over week 1, bro. Wow. Anyway.
Yeah, I bowl on Sunday mornings. Just started doing that, and because I can bowl with Julia.
Okay.
And yeah, by the time we got out of there, we went to the restaurant right by there, Pia's, and I'm like, turn the game on, you know. But those girls back there can't work the TV, you know. It's afternoon help, you know. But we got it on, and we were watching. Hey, the Lions scored on their first drive.
Yeah. They look good. I mean, you know.
For 5 minutes, they looked great.
They look good early and late. You know, it's just in the middle they got to work out the kinks. But do you think more people are on them because of Hard Knocks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were selling standing room tickets. Now, I've been to that opening day. It's an event, tailgate, but they were selling $70 standing room tickets, and they were giving you a ticket to the second game, a seat.
Ooh.
Because they know the second game hasn't sold.
Yeah.
You know, they know how many tickets are sold. But anyway, football. Yeah. We got your high school scores. We'll post them up right now. Unfortunately, our home team, the Wyandotte Bears, got beat up pretty good by Southgate, 42-14. And I drove by there. It was close to halftime. It was 14-7 Southgate. I had a free Friday night to do some things, so I just drove by and peeked at the scoreboard, and I thought, well, they're in this one. They must run out of gas. I mean, I don't know.
So early it was close?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch it, but they were, I think, maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes left in the first half.
I got you.
And it was 14-7. I could be wrong.
No, that's good.
It was Friday night.
Yeah. I think that the hardest part about that was if you look at any of the past for the Bears, they always beat Southgate. They always beat Taylor. There's just a certain group, you know, where they got that win.
Right.
And if that's coming up, I mean, it was different for what Waterford Mott, even though I said that they would beat Waterford Mott. I thought it was Warren
Southgate hadn't beat Roosevelt in 11 years.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's not a good sign per se, you know, because you're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Bottom line.
Right.
But they'll know that every year that we beat you and stop thinking you can beat us. Anyway, you know, so no, that's sad. 28-point loss for the new coach. So he's still looking for the first win.
They've got Lincoln Park took care of Edsel Ford, and I think that was a stretch of 0-2 teams. Lincoln Park come out ahead of that, and then Trenton took care of Taylor.
Yeah, I think that with the Lincoln Park, though, we kind of talked about that. Those are the coaches that were the Wyandotte coaches last year.
Correct.
And this year they're kind of getting that program going. And Edsel Ford's another team that I think Wyandotte usually beats, you know. So Lincoln Park just did what they're supposed to, start getting those wins that you're supposed to get.
Well, look, the Lincoln Park coach says, Chad Bonham, he goes, well, you know, we came back to work every day. He said we took a couple of thumpings to start the season. And he's right. You know, they played, I think, Woodhaven and then Carlson right out the gate there. And they took a couple of thumpings.
Yeah, and it looks like that Carlson's not a fluke. It
No.
looks like Carlson, the thumping that they got to them is not a fluke. I know it was 8-7 in the beginning in the Lincoln Park game, and then they continued. Edsel Ford was able to regain the lead 13-8, and then Lincoln Park came back and won it.
Gotcha.
23-19.
We got Carlson pounding Allen Park 35-6. We'll talk about that in a second. And Woodhaven lost to Brother Rice. Woodhaven's still 2-0 in the league.
Yeah.
You know, Carlson's 2-0 in the league, or 3-0. They're 3-0 in the league, and Allen Park's 2-1.
And I'm sure that Brother Rice is not going to look bad on your resume.
No.
If you're losing to Brother Rice, that's just,
everybody
how it
loses.
goes. Yeah, it's about that time for
And
you to
Trenton
play
was
them.
2-0. They're 2-0 in league play also. A few other scores we got here. Groselle 50 over Milan. It's smiling. I know it's smiling, but I've been to Milan.
Yeah.
So, 50-42. And Flat Rock took care of Monroe Jefferson 62-28.
Carson City beat Riverview Gabriel Richard 23-20. Battle Creek Lakeview beat Allen Park Cabrini 25-20. And Garden City beat Melvindale 29-27.
Hey, they hit the 29 pool.
There they go.
There they go. Romulus Summit Academy 49. Southfield Bradford Academy 0. I have to think schools like Summit Academy, it's hard to find competition because they kind of handpick their kids over there to an extent. I mean, nobody handpicks their kids.
I got you. But no, they've been really good in their short time around, and you're right. They usually dominate. I think that league that they're in may not be very competitive, but once they get to the States, it's usually more competitive.
One more, Romulus took care. They hit the 29 pool too. They took care of Dearborn Heights Robichaud. So let's talk about Gibraltar pounding Allen Park for a minute here. Game wasn't even close. Now, 28-0 at the half. And Carlson scored in the first 4 minutes. Get the ball, go down the field, boom. And then I don't think it got any better for Allen Park after that. And now, last year, as it turned out.
No, it was surprising. What you're saying is that they end up winning this year 35-6, right?
Yep.
But last year, Carlson, who must have done something right because they had 2 home games against Allen Park last year, and they lost both of them. They lost one of them 42-7, wasn't it? I think it was 42-7, and then they lost to them in the playoffs 28-7. So I was wrong. It was 42-14 in the regular season, and then they lost to the Jaguars in the playoffs 28-7. And both of those defeats came at home. Now, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Allen Park's got a unique situation where they're playing all their games on the road, right? Until
they think homecoming weekend, October 1st.
Yeah, they're working now.
I was over there. It doesn't quite look like they're going to they don't have anything down yet. There's dirt. But how long does it take to lay that stuff? My brother used to do synthetic putting greens, and it's the same concept as those football fields. You take the grass that's about an inch, and you weave silica sand and colored sand, green sand, in there, and you brush it with the broom over and over and over till it gets in between all of those things.
Gotcha.
Then these synthetic greens could take a shot from 150 yards, and they would roll like a putting green. He had one in his backyard. It was kind of cool. But these things are the same thing, but they're mostly ground with old rubber tires. Yes, but they're really small pieces.
Sure.
So I don't know how you power brush that in between the fibers and all that. Both these teams were 2-0 going into that football game. And unfortunately, Eddie Light, he was the quarterback for Carlson. 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. He rushed for a score. And Omari Carter, he ran for 90 yards and a touchdown. And Brandon Scheffler caught 4 passes for 77 yards.
And a touchdown. I love to have him on my fantasy team. That guy's doing it. Yeah. But no, I think that this isn't a bad loss. Is basically what you're saying. They're setting it up. It's obviously they're setting each other up to play again. It sounds like it'll be at Carlson. But with Carlson beating them this year and losing the last 2 last year, it's just kind of setting up a good rivalry for those teams. So.
And it shows you how your you lose bodies. You know, the seniors go. You had such a dominating team last year, and your seniors disappear, and now Carlson's, maybe they've grown into more seniors.
Yeah, and that veteran leadership is taking over and getting them where they're supposed to be.
It's a fine line to walk. I mean, it even happens with my little 9-10 unit bowling team. You know, I lost 2 last year. I'll lose one or two this year. 1 starter for sure. And yeah, I mean, you just have to get them 9th graders in there training, man.
No.
That's the key.
Yeah, they got to step up. Yeah, next person up in your case, but next man up in football, they got to just, do what they're supposed to do to get better. Yeah. But no, I look forward to seeing what that next game looks like.
And speaking of next week, we've got those up too. Edsel Ford, they're
Woodhaven.
Brownstown, Woodhaven. That's unfortunate. Edsel Ford's going to get walloped.
And they're coming off a 26-0 drubbing, so yeah, Woodhaven probably going to be a little upset. Yeah.
And then Lincoln Park, let's see how they battle Allen Park. I mean, because Allen Park's coming off a tough loss, and Lincoln Park's coming off a win.
Yeah, those highs, yeah.
Momentum, and they're the home team. So Southgate and Divine Child, they get the non-league game.
Okay.
And Southgate's been battling the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they beat Wyandotte.
Yeah,
right.
And they also, I think, competed the week before. I can't quite remember yesterday, let alone last week. Yeah. Taylor and Wyandotte in Taylor. My goodness, what do we predict on this one?
No, I think that you're right, that they got to get the wins they're supposed to get. They're supposed to beat Taylor.
Yeah. And Taylor just lost, what was the score there? They just lost to Trenton 24-7. So we'll see. Trenton came in here and walloped us pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see if the team can bond together. And then Carlson, Trenton, that's going to be a good one. It's Trenton's 2-0, Carlson's 3-0. They're right next. They're neighbors.
Yeah.
Carlson and Trenton. So there's a little rivalry there.
Okay, it's Downriver Game of the Week then, huh?
Yes, it is.
Downriver Game of the Week.
Downriver Game of the Week. I like the way you think.
Is that the Trenton Tractors?
The
Trenton Tractors.
Trenton
Trojans.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's close.
It would have been sweet if it was a tractor. Could have had a better emblem.
Fordson Tractors. It's the Fordson Tractors.
Okay.
Doing a lot of work for Fordson lately. Their school building.
Okay.
Yeah, signs. I dabble in signs. I'm not a sign guy, but I could do the inside wall ones. Especially when they don't want to spend, fancy money.
Yeah.
They just want a black and white thing that says that way. Or what room it is. Room 302,
Yeah.
It's when I have to dabble in the Braille where I get in trouble. Because that's the tough stuff.
You gotta get an interpreter. I don't know.
Right, exactly. Where else are we at here? You know what I haven't been able to find. I did see that the varsity soccer team, was 4-1, tied 4-4. I did get Don. I want to say hi to Don because Don is sending me updates. I put it out there, and we're getting emails from Don.
Okay.
Local sports wrap up. Her kid plays JV, I think.
Okay.
And she's sending me scores. So all I know is Wyandotte last Wednesday tied 4-4.
There it goes.
In
Thanks,
their
Don.
game. And the other thing is what I don't get enough is the volleyball scores.
Because that's the volleyball season right now.
Yeah,
haven't talked about it yet.
I have to. Guess I got to stop at the school. There is that site though. You were talking. It's not Nugs. That's the.
It was for baseball. I know it was in baseball and softball where they would. It was an app that I had on my phone, and you just report you keep the score on the phone now. So if they're keeping the score electronically on your phone, then you can get the updates if you have that app. So that's how we were able to cheat during softball and baseball.
I think it's still going to be there. I think that app is still there for the school sports.
Yeah, I'll look. What about, I wonder, was that Dawn I saw at the supermarket on Sunday? She was like, hi, Ken Brown, I see you on TV with Marty. He coached my son in baseball.
Baseball, long time
26
ago.
years ago, she said. I
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness.
what?
Let's see. My son's only 26, so it would be less years than that. But it would be a lot of years ago. Could be.
Anyway.
Could be. I went through the whole program. You were there with me.
Yeah, it was fun.
We raised them kids through the. You know what? That's what gets me too. We had championship teams, like we had competitive teams.
Definitely.
They weren't travel teams, but they were competitive. And then when they get to the high school level, they can't compete. I'm going to blame the coaches, and they're friends of mine.
I don't know.
They might not be after this show though.
Yeah, plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth.
Yeah, no, it was tough. What about Riverview? Riverview, they beat up on New Boston Huron this week.
Yes, they did.
They also, the Pirates welcomed in New Boston. Both teams were looking to go 2-0 after each winning the conference opener last week.
And Riverview's won the last 4 meetings in 8 out of the last 10. So they continued that streak. They were coming off a 42 win over Jefferson, and Huron earned a 13-12 come from behind victory over Milan. Milan.
Yeah, they got the nail biter, huh? 13-12.
But Riverview fumbled the ball in the first play, eh? But it ended up, final score was?
I see it was 20-7 at the half.
We have it here. 33-7. 33-7. And it looks like it was all Huron. All Riverview.
I like the Pirates. I like their uniforms more than anything. I like that burgundy and gold, how it goes together like Fair State. What else?
Let's see. Riverview's going to Flat Rock next week.
Okay.
And Huron will host Monroe Jefferson, which got rolled by Flat Rock 62-28. So, wow.
Flat Rock, who else did they play? When did they play? They're not even on our lineup.
No. It's
too
because
far.
we're mostly downriver schools in our league, the Downriver League.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the interesting things that are going on downriver.
Okay.
Besides the citywide garage sale.
Is that this weekend?
No, it was last weekend.
Oh, I was about to say,
I actually walked the dog. I walked the dog around a couple of those things. It looked dead. They had a lock-in at Allen Park Schools. We're going to breeze through this real quick, as we were talking about it a minute ago, and then let's talk about our pro team for a minute. But one of the students thought a student had a gun. They locked everybody down. Now, apparently, the kids weren't allowed to use their cell phones while they were locked down, and that bummed out, or that made a lot of parents upset.
Okay.
On one hand, you want them to be quiet if there is a gun in the school and you got this thing locked down. And then the second hand, the administration, they've got a job to do. They can't just, they're trying to assess what's going on.
Right.
It ended up being a cell phone, first of all. So
Thank you.
cell phones don't look like guns, last I checked.
Now
But
they can when they're on those little holsters that older guys have, and then it starts turning sideways.
okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give
But
you
if
that.
it was in the hand, it's hard for it to look like a cell phone. A gun.
Right.
It's hard for a cell phone to look like a gun. But I think that the most important part, and we've all had kids in school, and you want your kid to be able to tell you, "Hey, problem, come up here." But if the school is trying to figure that thing out, I don't know if they have enough time to say, "Don't call your parents." That's where it's kind of.
If that even happened, right. It could have been one teacher in one classroom.
Yeah.
It could have been, there was no PA announcement. And you know what? I know all these people in Allen Park. Then this is an article, we got to give Jim credit for the News Herald. We don't know. We weren't there. But if it's locked down, it's locked down for a reason. And meanwhile, like you say, the administration is trying to figure out what the heck's happening.
Yeah.
We got a kid running around in the gym with a gun. We got a kid in the bathroom with a gun. We're trying to figure all this stuff out. So it's hard we make a lot of decisions in society based on 5% of the people that complain a lot. Yeah. And, that's in every aspect of what, like I do. My bowling league has rules for showing up late, for showing up, falling behind in money. That's only a small percentage of the league. Everybody in the league's pretty good. You know, we make decisions in life based on a lot of that stuff. 5%.
I think this is the hard part for me. I work in a situation where I run a building, and it can have a shutdown procedure. It has one, right? If you say code blue, whatever their code's going to be, right? The kids should be leaving. They should be evacuating. Somebody should be getting them out of there anyway, so they shouldn't be telling you that. I mean, but if it's a lockdown, that's different. So you're locking them down in classrooms, which is a different procedure because there's a person walking around. So there's two different scenarios, right? Like
and they're trying to figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
Is there somebody in there? Is there not?
Yeah.
So it's tough either way. You know, it could go bad. It could go good. I mean, you just can't. In that society we have today, you have to have those precautions in place. If you go by a school and you look, every single window and room has a number on it, so that they can tell he's in 25.
Yeah.
So everybody, people don't even notice that.
Yeah,
Notice that next time you go by a school. Okay, there's a little number on every window and every door on the outside there.
Yeah.
So
They want to know where you are. That's
let
true.
people know. Anyway, that's it is how it is. I mean, it's unfortunate. I can't visit these schools without getting buzzed in.
No.
I deliver all the time. I do a lot of the signs, the little things on the inside. I deliver trophies. I deliver stuff to the schools. I can't just walk in. I got to get buzzed in. Now, when they see Marty coming, they buzz him in.
Yeah, definitely. And you should be buzzed in, I
Right.
think, you know.
I've been going there long enough.
Yeah.
So it looks like my Tigers can no longer get to 77 wins.
Oh, it's mathematically
Mathematically, if they had to win them all, and they lost yesterday.
Yeah.
So I did something silly. I picked the Tigers to win in the last. I thought they could get to 77, and the season just started out abysmal.
Yeah.
You know, and I just, Odd Jones here and Ken here, they get their little apps out and they're making $5 here and $10 there, and I thought, well, I'll put 100 on the Tigers. Oh well.
Nah.
There's dinner now. I can't take my wife out to dinner.
Yeah, maybe the Tigers owe you. What about the Lions this week? Did you get a chance?
I watched a lot of it. I
after
went
you
to
left
the
the
restaurant
bowling
and then
alley?
I went to the. I'm throwing the ball really good. For an old guy like me, I shot 700 Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to come back after 4 months off.
Okay. Yeah.
And all the other guys have been bowling all summer, so it takes a while to catch up.
They got a dead arm, maybe.
I don't know. I shot 258. It wasn't good for nothing.
Okay.
You got to
You did
score
good.
higher than that.
Yeah, I'm talking about their arms are dead from throwing all summer.
Yeah, it could be. I can't wait to actually get the girls back going. My buddy Jerry interviewed for the job for the boys. I hope he gets it. He'll be good for this school. When he coached Southgate Anderson, he started the program. First of all, they didn't have a program. Him and eventually his wife had the girls. He started the program. They went 2.5 years without losing a match.
Wow.
And they were in the state finals most years. I mean, and then when you get to the state finals, they only take the top 8 in the match play. And they got into that. That's some good stuff. I've never gotten there. I've been to state finals enough times, but the one year I really thought I had the horses to do it. We were like 16th out of 18 teams. It was heartbreaking, to say the least.
No.
But the Lions took one on the chin there, marched down the field, they get the ball, and then the next 3 times they get it, they go 3 and out. Running like crazy, and then let's fool them on first down, let's throw an incompletion. That stuff drives me nuts as a fan. And I used to be a diehard season ticket holder, drove out to the Silverdome every Sunday they were there.
Yeah.
Just to watch Barry run, mostly.
Yeah, definitely.
But the old Wayne Fonts days, man, the good old days. The hugger. We used to call him the hugger because Wayne was a hugger.
Yeah. The hard part is the good old days, they were 9-7.
Right. And now the line's 6.5. Not that I would know anything about that line. After losing the first game, who do they got next week? It's another home game, isn't it? Or are they on the road? I don't know. I really don't know. Commanders. Oh, here? Yeah. Oh, okay. and they just won a game. They're 1-0.
Yeah.
Washington
And Wentz looks legit. Had 4 touchdown passes. Yeah, they're going to be in trouble.
ain't gonna get no easier.
Yeah.
I like it though. I think that everybody jumped on the bandwagon because of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how they're gonna run their show. They want guys there. Grit's the word, right?
Yeah.
Grit. Grit is the word.
I like grits with butter.
Well, yeah, they got to have lots of butter for me. Well, as we wrap up, and as we have to wrap up, I will see you next week. I want, well, what did I want to say? Good luck to the Bears. I mean, if they go to Taylor and they go 0-4, they might not win a game all year.
Yeah.
You know, Taylor should be a team we can take care of. Now, we have shows for that. The Bears Den, they talk to the coach and they talk to, about football. So that'll be on Channel 15. But look us up on YouTube. It's really good to have Ken back because I can sit here and bounce ideas off of him. And other than that, we'll wrap it up. I am Marty Chinesky. That is Ken Brown. I want to say hi, Mom. I want to say, Dawn, thanks for sending the emails. Keep sending them updates on the score. Like I said, we try to find stuff. We'll try to get the back sports, the volleyball, and the
Should be
soccer.
golf somewhere.
Yeah, there is golf somewhere. I think boys golf somewhere too.
And go Broncos.
Oh yeah. I can't pick on the 29th. I mean on the survivor pool anymore because I got knocked out.
Ouch.
It just took a week. That's all right. Well, I got my partners are still in.
I got us.
So we'll see you next week. I'm Marty Chinesky. That's Ken Brown, and thanks for watching. And
Have a great day.
have a great evening.